Faith Politics. I'm your host, Angela Birdsong, affectionately known as the Medicare Lady during the week. And I'm so happy because, I added a very special person as a co-host, and that is Mr. Jarvis Elamine.
Yes. Thank you, Angela. And so happy to be here. Good morning to the In Touch listeners. We're very excited with an exciting show this morning.
We have an awesome guest in the studio today. His name is Mr. Travis Brooks. Not only is he a real estate agent, real estate broker, he is a community organizer, activist, and he's got a lot of exciting things because the real estate market, housing market is top issue in everybody's mind.
Yeah, what you need to do is go get a pen and paper and call your friends and get on Facebook Live and share this because some very exciting information about what the number one issue in America right now is the housing crisis. And I know Mr. Brooks is about bringing solutions and adding value, not just talking. He's going to give you some how-to and how we can get out of this crisis, at least get a step forward.
All right, let's get into it. We always start at the beginning. Where were you born, Mr. Brooks?
Well, good morning, and first of all, I want to thank you guys for even giving me this opportunity to be on your platform. I'm a fan of both of you, and again, I just want to thank you guys both for inviting me here. Born in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, a Tampanian.
Yeah, I'm a Tampa native.
All right. And so where did you end up going to school? You may as well start with grade school. We know all the schools here.
Born in Tampa. I'm actually raised in Orlando. So I was back and forth between Tampa and Orlando. Okay. So I went to grade school and high school in Orlando.
Okay.
What's the Jones High School?
Oak Ridge. Hold on now. Watch yourself.
All right.
Watch yourself. Jones is our rival.
I know.
And then what about college? Did you do that?
That's how I got back to Tampa.
Okay.
I came back to Tampa as a member of the inaugural football team at the University of South Florida back in '96.
You were a football player.
Oh, wow.
I put some pads on.
Put some pads on. Okay, all right. And what did you study?
Came in, at that time, computers was the hottest thing. So my mind was, you just want to make money. So my mindset was do computers. So I came in as a computer engineer major until I saw how much math I had to take. And then I realized that's not the way for me to go. That didn't fit my personality. So I pivoted to business.
Oh, wow. Okay. Business is always a great degree. I tell all the young people you can apply it to almost any business. So you're set with a business degree. My son did very well with that. He's a vice president of a bank.
All right.
So it's from St. Leo. Now, what did you do with that degree?
Try to figure out life. Well, so let's go back. When I came to USF, I've been a student athlete my entire life, so all I knew was football. Okay. So I'll be honest, I came to college to play football. Okay. That was just my dream. And then, early on, freshman year, I tore my knee up, and that was the end of my football career.
That happens a lot to
right.
athletes. Yeah.
But without proper guidance and instructions, I didn't know what my life would end up being because all I knew was football. So I'm excited to say that it turned out well. It was one of the best and worst things that happened to me getting injured. So I ended up going into banking for a little while, worked at Chase, and another best and worst thing that ever happened to me, I got fired. So in 2005, they had layoffs at Chase. It was either move to San Antonio, or take the package. Okay. Sign me up for the package.
Okay.
And with that, I was able to get my real estate license. July 31st was my last day at Chase. The next week, I was in real estate school.
Oh, great.
Wow, that's awesome.
Great transition.
Absolutely. And still at that point, not knowing what I'm going to do with it, not knowing what's going to happen, but I knew I wanted to put myself in a position where I can control my destiny.
Amen.
That's no matter what I was going to be in life, I want to have more control over my life than anybody else.
Right.
What year did you say that was?
I was 2005.
That was a difficult year in real estate, or the difficult years were just about to come.
Oh, they were coming.
Coming in 2008.
They were coming. Yes,
right.
Yes.
So when I got in, I was green to the real estate industry.
Okay.
So when the rubber hit the road and it started getting tough and everybody started leaving, I'm like, this is all I know.
Right.
So when folks didn't want to do short sales or they didn't want to deal with the foreclosures or the tough clients, bring them to me. Bring them to me. So when we came out of that, everybody's left. So you left everything on the table. I take it.
Well, that's how entrepreneurship come out. You become a problem solver. And so when you can solve a problem, that's what makes you a great entrepreneur. You take the risk and you solve problems.
Right.
And if you're a fixer, you have to be a fixer. And I see that's what you did.
Absolutely. You got to be fearless.
I was actually in the real estate business at that time. I was a commercial real estate agent.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that about you.
Yes, I was for 5 years, starting in 2005.
So you were one of the ones that got a little tough for
It
you.
got a little tough because we were doing those condo conversions. It got very, very tough. And then there was a big rise in. Well, I think they pulled out of the insurance industry. The insurance industry went through an up and down thing too, crisis, and I got out of that business. Yeah,
You can still come back.
I am a non-practicing real estate agent.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
It's good to have some good tools in the toolbox.
Absolutely.
That's right. I'm
I
never
tell folks-
unemployed.
That's right.
Better to have it and not need it than need
That's
it and not have it.
true. That's
And that's
true.
the truth.
So you have your own business, is that it?
Yes, ma'am. I
Your own
am
brokerage, I should
Yes,
say.
ma'am. I am the broker owner of Brooks Realty Group LLC.
Okay.
I opened it up 2013, so a little bit over 9 years ago.
Okay.
I started my career with Keller Williams, and then I looked around the room, and it wasn't many people that looked like me.
Oh,
the
really?
room.
Okay.
There's about 2 or 3 or 4 of us, and I'm always been a big fan of representation matters.
Yes.
So
Which office did you work out of?
it was off Himes. It was Tampa Properties.
Okay.
Great experience. I won't take nothing from it. Great education opportunity, but more importantly, it showed me what I didn't want to be a part of.
There you go.
So there's no losses in life. There's only lessons.
That's right. There are a lot of good agents that come out of Keller.
Absolutely.
Not good.
But nothing like having your own, like doing for
man.
self,
And-
controlling your own destiny.
Like I said, that was my whole goal, to make sure I control my destiny, and now I get the opportunity to help others
There you go.
Absolutely.
reach that same goal.
So how many agents would you say are working under you now?
I think I have a total of 12 right now.
Okay.
Great.
And would you say they're all making a living?
They can feed their family.
Amen.
That's good.
Are you specializing in any type of properties or?
Well, no, actually, Brooks Realty Group, we're full service, residential, commercial, multifamily, investment. We don't put limits on what we can do, not at all. So there may be some of my agents that may just specialize in residential,
see.
but
Okay.
there be some agents that specialize in investment. But no, we have the full gamut.
Wonderful. How are you finding your agents? Are they finding you?
But organic. When you graduate or when you get your real estate license, you're gonna get a million flyers in the mail from all the real estate companies. I haven't solicited one agent.
Okay.
I haven't solicited one
Okay.
agent, and
Well, you're great. You have a great name in the community. Your reputation precedes. you.
appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Yes. People know you're a good guy. So, you know what? You've got a big event coming up, I think.
Yes, I think before we do that, Angela, why don't we transition? Tell us about NARAB. Give us a little back. Give us
let's
the
talk
National
about
Association of Realtors.
NARAB.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give us a background on NARAB and
The convention is coming.
Convention
up.
is coming. Tell us about
the
national,
and
about,
and the whole organization.
right, because a lot of people know you from NARAB. They know you're a
Right.
real estate agent, but they know from your activism and your organizing with NARAB and being the voice for black real estate agents and brokers in this
What
area.
does
So what
NARAB
mean?
stand for?
And, give a little background on that.
Okay. Yeah, NARAB, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. And most people don't know that it was founded right here in Tampa, July 29th, 1947.
In Tampa?
In Tampa, Florida.
And now
That's
it's
a little known black
national-
history fact.
Yeah, and
July
now it's a
29th,
national organization, right?
1947.
Wow.
1947. We're taking it back.
Yes, and it was at a time where blacks was not allowed to be members of NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors.
That was
So-
mostly for Caucasians.
Not mostly, only.
Only.
Okay, I was being politically correct.
That's before the civil rights movement.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This is for 1947. So we consider ourselves realtists because you have to be a member of NAR to be considered a realtor. And because we could not be members, we trademarked realtist.
That's
So-
how that came about.
Yeah, so most of us are realtors and realtist. But we started out as realtist originally in 1947. But yeah, and I'm excited because we're celebrating 75 years
Wonderful.
of existence. And people don't, really understand that the passing of the Fair Housing Act, NARAB was very pivotal in helping that act get passed. We've had Martin Luther King speak at one of our annual conventions. So our whole goal is in our motto, democracy in housing.
I
Okay,
see.
now let me ask you a question. Who was that major player in Tampa that helped start it? What's his name? Let's give him some props. Who was that person?
Well, the local chapter, the Bay Area Association of Realtors, was started by one of the pioneers in this community when it comes to real estate, Mr. Herbert Fisher.
Okay, I know Mr. Fisher.
Yeah, Mr. Fisher, man.
Good guy.
He was the first black that was the president of GTAR, which
Yes.
is the NAR board. He's been on our Florida Real Estate Commission. You name it, he has pioneered it over in this.
And he sat on the Florida Real Estate Commission because there was
Yeah.
a Muslim brother that came to the mosque that got us in trouble. And I went down to the Real Estate Commission in Orlando, and it was Herbert Fisher who said, give this young man a chance.
Really?
Yep, and now he's still a real estate agent and making money. So that's how I remember him very well.
Absolutely. So that's why
So
it's
what
so
is he,
important.
90 years old?
Oh, no, I don't think
No,
Brother Fisher's that old.
I think he's about 70, maybe 75.
He's probably in his mid to late 70s.
Yes.
But don't give him that many years.
But
Don't do
how,
that.
the organization is 70, so who
Well,
started it?
well, he wasn't one of the founders of the organization. He was the founders of this local chapter, the Bay
That's
Area
what-
Association of
Oh, I
Realtors.
see, I
But
see.
no, if he found 1947, then yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I don't know if
lost
he
you
would
for
still
a
be
minute.
here.
Who started it in 1947?
Well, it was 12 members, so it was 11 men and one young lady, and they were from different parts of the country.
Oh,
Okay.
I see.
And I'm still trying to figure out how they ended
End up in Tampa.
Tampa.
That was the question, yeah.
So those are some of the questions that I have, but going through this convention that's coming next week, we're going to get some of those.
You're going to get a lot of answers.
We're going to get a lot of answers.
Somebody's going to know.
Well, just the fact that it started in Tampa, big up to Tampa, because a lot of people like to say Tampa this, Tampa that. Tampa got a lot going, and I'm the kind of person that I don't stay in no city and talk about it bad about the city I stay in. I'm proud to be in Tampa, so just to know that it started in Tampa, much props to me.
Absolutely. And again, you didn't know it.
I
didn't know it.
I didn't know.
But Tampa has some rich history, and I'm so proud that I can say we are the home of Naira.
So what's your real mission and vision for NARAP, as an organization?
As I just stated, our mission is democracy in housing. And it's simple. Our goal is to help create economic opportunities, not only for our
Build
customers.
black wealth.
Absolutely. Not only for our customers and our consumers, but for our black real estate professionals. Not just real estate agents, but we got mortgage professionals,
There you go.
title companies, appraisers, home inspect, whatever
Tied to the real estate
whoever is
industry.
tied to the real estate industry. We want to make sure they have opportunities out there.
Yes.
And, that's very important, because collaboration always beat competition. If you're collaborating with each other, you got a home inspector that's got a real estate agent that's feeding them leads to go get homes inspected. You got a
Yes.
mortgage person that real estate agent can
Absolutely.
go to. It all makes sense, and then everybody wins. It's a win-win situation. So that's great. That's part of what you want to do.
And and what you just said, Brother Jarvis, is one of my mottos: collaboration over competition.
Exactly.
Yes.
And of course, sometimes in our community, that's pretty difficult to do.
It's very challenging at best.
Right, but that's
But I
why.
see the young people they're getting on it. They understand it.
They're getting on it, and some of the baby boomers our age, the Travis Brooks of the world, the Darrell Johnson, DJ CEO of the world, Jarvis. We seeing it, but it's a process.
Right.
Yes.
It's a process. So
Right.
it's so what we have to do is enjoying the good. When we see a little collaboration, celebrate it, because it ain't gonna be a lot.
and we have to be, one, intentional, and two, committed.
Yes.
You got to be intentional, and you got to be too committed. I was listening to a quote, and I think Denzel Washington was speaking about it. He say, "You got to be committed. Committed will get you started, but consistency will get it finished.
I like that.
I like it.
I like that.
You got to be
Words
committed and consistent."
Words of affirmation this morning on Tampa Bay Politics.
Well,
That
I'll
is
tell
beautiful.
you, back in 2005, there was very few, if any, African American women in commercial real estate.
Of course.
Yes, I'm seeing
was
a
a good old
whole
boy
lot
network.
more.
Still to this day.
Still to this day, it's
to this
challenging,
day.
but there's more.
There you go.
Yeah. Because I was at the organized crew for women. That's a women's commercial real estate organization, and there was some black women there, and I was excited.
Yeah. Well, we hear the jingle with DJ CEO, so we in the studio with Travis Brooks, one of the president of NARAP. They got a big convention coming to town. I heard they got the Whispers coming. A lot of big things going. Roland Martin. We're going to let him talk about all of this when he come back. Tampa's on the ball, y'all. We'll be back.
Yes.
Jarvis Elamine and Angela Birdsong, Tampa Bay Politics. We're going to let him talk about all of this when he come back. Tampa's on the ball, y'all. We'll be back.
Yes.
Jarvis Elamine and Angela Birdsong.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at #1, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like #1 is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call Herman White at 961-6661. That's 961-6661.
Get ready for over 5 decades of music. It's the last stop on the Love Train Tour, starring the OJs. It's your last chance to see your favorite group. The OJs live in concert. With Gerald Austin and the Manhattans. Friday, August 26th in the Strand Center. Also featuring Shirley Murdoch. The OJs with hit after hit. With Gerald Austin and the Manhattans and Shirley Murdoch.
Say goodbye.
Friday, August 26th in the Strand Center. It's the Farewell Tour for the OJs. For tickets, go online to stradcenter.org. Put your hands together for the OJs, Gerald Austin, Manhattans, and Shirley Murdoch.
Call Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer? I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe we hunted down 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay. Call Ricky, he coming. He taking care of state of Florida. Grab a pen or sundown 184-361-RICK. That's 184-361-425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, plus your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 184-361-RICK. Call Ricky, ask Ricky. It's a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims and getting you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361-RICK. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
With us, Travis Brooks of Naira. It's a real estate organization, National Black Real Estate Organization, and they got a big convention coming to Tampa Bay. So we want Travis, come on, tell us about what you got. We want to hear about what you got going on. We see you got some big names coming to town. Tell us about it.
No, absolutely. So our 75th anniversary, we'll kick it off right here in the founding city of Tampa, Florida. Starts next Tuesday, August 2nd. It'll go through the 6th. We have our Rolling Somerville Golf Tournament that starts Tuesday. That's going to be an amazing event. But more important is the education opportunities for real estate agents to get down here and get some of this knowledge, get some of this energy, to be in the room with thousands of folks that look like you, that's willing to give you everything that they have to help you succeed. You will not see another convention like this nowhere.
And tell us what the lineup is. You know, you got day one, and then you got some breakout sessions. You got
we got breakout.
entertainment. What you got going?
Absolutely. So we, whether it be commercial real estate, if you want to be in luxury real estate, if you're a mortgage professional, you want to learn how to grow that business.
You mean like selling Tampa?
Something like that.
No, Tampa, those are some amazing ladies that are members.
They're
of
members of
NARAB.
NARAB.
They're members of NARAB. So I've been knowing them ladies for a while, and I appreciate the effort.
But they really
that
put
do to
Tampa
put
on the map.
On the map.
They did.
So we'll see a few of them at the convention. But no, this is an opportunity for you to really grow yourself. We do have some fun. We got our 75th anniversary gala, which we will have, and I told Jarvis a little bit earlier, we'll have the Whisperers performing.
Oh,
at
my
that.
favorite group. I saw them in February. I love the Whisperers. Yes.
No, again, they're a little bit before my generation,
These are baby
but
baby
it's going to be an
boomers excited.
amazing opportunity. We do have a dinner cruise that's going out that Friday.
That's sold out.
It's sold out.
Wow.
But if you can't make the cruise, we do have an event on that Friday night at the Tampa Five Fridays Museum downtown. It's called the 1947 Party, A Journey to 75.
Wow.
Because it was founded here in Tampa in 1947. So it's going to give you an opportunity to see us from the beginning to where we are now.
That is
so
big.
that's going to be an amazing opportunity. But if you have never been to a NARAB convention,
Daryl Johnson taking notes.
I am encouraging you. I'm encouraging you to stop by the JW Marriott at some point next week. It may be a little bit too late to register for classes, But if you just come sit in that lobby and soak up some of that energy, it will forever change your life.
So give us our listening audience a way to website or they can get in touch with it. They want to get involved. Phone number, you got anything?
Absolutely. So if you're in the local area, you want to go to narabtampa.org. That's NAREB Tampa.org. If you're not in Tampa, you want to look at the national level, just go to narab.com. Those are ways that get involved. NAREB.com. Again, we're looking at over 1,000 black professionals that will be in Tampa Bay August 2nd through the 6th. I am encouraging everyone to come out and understand that we have some special presentations that we're going to give out. I can't tell everybody right now, but during this convention, you will see some things that you've never seen before.
And what kind of economic impact do you think this has? Because black business get a chance to,
it will be millions of dollars coming to the city of Tampa.
And an opportunity for vendors to have a booth set up at the end of the sites.
And Jarvis, I've now been thinking about it because I love Miss Candy Lowe. And if it's a way that we can incorporate that Black Business Bus Tour, I would love to have an opportunity, whether it be that Saturday morning or Friday at some point. So maybe we can talk offline and get Ms. Lowe involved in that, because every time we go to a city for our convention, one of the things we want to do is support the black business.
Yes,
absolutely.
Well, even if you have the
vendors there
to be set up.
Yeah, even vendors can set up would be nice. Have vendors set up, so they can show their wares. People that selling books. I'm talking for myself right now.
Right.
I like to be there with my book, Creating a Sales Mentality. Because people that's in sales and persuasion, they can benefit from my book. If I can have a table set up there, that would be great.
No, absolutely.
So let's just kind of transition, Angela, if it's okay. Let's talk about the role that you think, Travis, because my connection with you is you've been somebody who's been active in trying to solve this housing crisis. Mm-hmm. And it just started. It's been always building up to this. You was on it before it started building up, and you've been on it all the way. So what ideas do NAREB, under your leadership, have in solving the housing crisis? And then see what role you think local government can play in actually helping us get out of this crisis. They have land, they got a CRA, they got some tools. But how do we?
Board of County Commission.
Yeah, and Board of County, local government, Board of County Commission, City Council, all of them, they got a role to play. So what you see from your perspective, just your perspective?
Well, the first thing, it has to be intentionality. When you're talking about our local government, if they don't recognize it as a problem, as our problem, and I tell anybody, you got to take ownership of the issue. The housing crisis is not a black problem. It's an our problem, and it's going to affect everyone. So we got to make sure that we got to hold our banks to the CRA Act that was created in 1977. Our lenders were supposed to create products.
I said it, what it is. Community Reinvestment, kind of
Community Reinvestment Act. It was created in 1977 for banks to create products for the communities that they serve. The difficult part is nobody's really held their feet to the fire. So you got communities that we're members of your banks, but when it's time for us to get a loan for a house, you don't have a product for us.
And meaning that you don't have a credit score and
absolutely
income guideline that can fit the community that you serve.
Absolutely. We got to be honest with ourselves, right?
Yes.
Traditionally, blacks have lower credit scores.
Yes.
And we already know we make less money.
Right.
We already know that. But if you're going to hold us to the same standards that you hold most of our non-Hispanic white counterparts, there's no way we can compete.
Right.
That is why we created that. They created that act in 1977. But if it's not going to be enforced, it's just wasted paper. So one thing I want to do, and I've been successful with speaking to a few banks in the area, and they have created some products, some of our low to moderate income products, where we can get 100% financing, no mortgage insurance. There's a new product coming out, the majority minority product, that allow you to live in some of more even affluent neighborhoods and still get 100% with no mortgage insurance. So the products that these banks are supposed to create for our communities, we got to make sure that they are held to the fire on that.
Now, let me ask you something about the mortgage insurance. You keep mentioning that. Tell us, our listeners, more about what that means. So that they were just saying that only low-income people have to pay mortgage insurance? Talk to us about that.
Typically, if you do not put 20% down on the property,
okay,
you would have to pay private mortgage insurance.
Okay.
Which can be
very expensive.
Very expensive.
I mean, like $400.
You got to be kidding.
It can be
no,
high.
Absolutely. So you add that on your monthly mortgage, we can't afford that.
Oh, well, that's just a way to keep you from affording it.
And typically we don't have 20% to put down.
Right.
The average house,
especially right now.
Right. The average, I think, selling price for a house in the city of Tampa is around $399. So let's say $400,000. 20% of that is $80,000. Who has $80,000 sitting in the bank to put down?
Yes. So let's talk about now what role is the CRA, the the city of Tampa CRA, which is in East Tampa CRA, that's one of the biggest. What role could they play? They have some things on the table, but it seems like ain't nothing moving over there. And I know you sat on that board for one time. And before we get to that, what banks have you been talking to?
Well, again, I like No Child Left Behind. I'm on Zooms with whether it be Bank of America, whether it be Wells Fargo, Bank of OZK, a new bank just came in town, Cadence, a guaranteed rate.
Oh, you out there?
I know Chase has created some products for us as well. There are now starting to see the importance. Because what I will tell you, I mean, we're moving the middle class right now. Okay. We're making more money, especially in our millennial demographic.
Yes.
Our millennial demographic is killing it right now.
Yes.
So,
because you know what? They have college degrees. They're educated. They're
Mm-hmm.
qualified.
And smart.
And so this is the dream of Martin Luther King. It's finally coming to fruition.
But if they don't have the knowledge, right? So they can come out, they'll get a $100,000 job. First thing you want to go do is go buy a car, get a $600 car note.
Yes.
Now your debt to income ratio is messed up. So we're trying to get to those students now. But when I go talk to them, I got to tell them how and where they can get the products from. So that's where the collaboration with these lending institutions come from. Because most people don't know a 4-year degree is 2 years work experience. To get a home loan, you need to typically ask for 2 years work experience. There are some other loans that we can work around, but you can graduate and get an offer letter, and that'll be 2 years work experience to get you a loan on a home before you go get that $600 car.
So this sounds like education for financial literacy, some real financial literacy education.
The goal of
people don't know this.
The goal of NARAB is to educate and advocate.
And the other thing is, if you're working for yourself, that's another hardship trying to get a mortgage.
We have 1099 programs.
You got
1099 programs for the individuals. Like myself, I'm a business owner.
Right.
So traditionally, we know 1099, they try to write so much off so you don't have to pay the government.
Right.
Yes.
But then you do that, now you can't get
You can't show no income.
If
You
you
can't show
don't-
no
you can't
income.
show any
Now you
income.
can't get approved for a loan.
Right.
So there's different products for that as well.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something. This is good. We have in the studio with us Travis Brooks of NARAB. He's really coming with some super knowledge. You better get to the radio and start listening. You better share this on Facebook because this is some real stuff. This is empowering, and this is what Tampa Bay politics is all about. This is what In Touch News Radio is all about. Let's talk about now real quick before we go to our next break. The CRA, East Tampa Revitalization Board, it has a community, a citizen advisory. They're supposed to drive this. This is for tax dollars. It's called TIF dollars, that the tax base and the extra money that's collected from the tax base. It ain't nobody begging for nothing.
Right.
This is the people that live in a certain area.
They paid that. They paid
that.
into that.
They paid into that. Why are we having so much problem getting houses rehab, getting down payment assistance? CRA, they're using the CRA money to be a police station. They're using it to buy Jean's bar. They're doing everything what they're supposed to be doing with it.
Right.
And we got to stop that because other neighboring cities like Lakeland, you just go over there and visit them and what they're doing with the CRA. They building senior houses. They got business development going. Let's see what we can do and what you think because you've been inside.
Right.
How can we fix that?
Well, the first thing I would say is we have to get involved. Okay. Too many of us, we look through the windows. We don't walk through the doors. When I sat on the CRA board and we had those community meetings, you may have 15, 20 people in there. But
you always have the same
folks.
people.
Same people.
But the other thousands that's not in the room are the ones complaining.
Yes.
The same thing with the Board of County Commission. People don't show up.
They don't show up.
And if you went down the street right now and say, can you tell me who is on your city council? They can't name one.
Right.
Who's on your Board of County Commission?
Can't name
They
one.
have no idea. Some of them can't tell you who the mayor is of Tampa.
So they wait till, like, say, the police station is built or things are being done in the community to ask why. Why is this being done in my community? It could have been prevented if you were involved. Right. So I'm encouraging everyone, if you're in the East Tampa area, get involved. Go to those community partner meetings that they have. Please, in order for you to win the game, you got to get in the game.
Amen. And we know you're busy. Life is hard.
Right.
But if you got any time at all, try to dedicate it to what's going on in your community.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because it is your community. You just hit it right on the head, Ms. Birdsong. It is your community. Don't let nobody make a decision about where you live.
Right. But, you know, even at that, Travis, and I agree with what you just said, but you got African-American leadership there that some things that can still get done. You got a lot of money in this area. I mean.
No, absolutely. And I think we just had a shift in leadership. I think Brother Cedric McCrae is over there leading right now. And I think he has some great ideas, but he can't do it alone.
Okay.
Yes. I don't care how great a general is. He needs the army to fight.
Of course.
So yeah, the leadership can be amazing, but the leaders aren't out on the front line fighting.
That's right.
So he needs some generals. He needs some folks in his corner that'll really help him push that agenda.
All right.
We'll be back.
We will be back. We got Travis Brooks in the studio talking about this big convention, Naira coming to town, talking about how we can empower ourselves as real estate professionals, how we can create generational wealth, how we can control our own destiny. We'll be right back.
By now, we're all aware of the dangers of COVID-19. Like others with existing health issues, cancer patients are at a high risk due to their compromised condition. If you are newly diagnosed with cancer, your care likely can't wait. Moffitt Cancer Center is the best place for your cancer concerns and to provide guidance to help you plan your next steps. We're here for you. Call 1-888-456-2839 or go to moffitt.org/here for you.
Hey, this is Agent Wright, better known as Mr. Clean. You looking for some great barbecue? Come see them two brothers on the grill, located at 423 Virginia Street, Charleston, West Virginia. We got ribs, chicken, pulled pork, brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese, baby. Come get some and get you a nice, smooth cigar. 304-550-4431. That is 304-550-4431. Come get some, baby. The Rib Man, mama, the Rib Man.
It's the last stop on the Love Train Tour with the mighty OJs. Friday, August 26th in the Strand Center with Gerald Austin and the Manhattans, plus Shirley Murdoch. For tickets, go online to strandcenter.org.
Housing crisis in Tampa and the nation, really.
Yes, and there's some good things going on, Angela. Tell us about what's going on with this Sadowski Fund and then the county commission.
That's not a good thing.
But the county commission got a house. The county commission got. It's gonna be a good thing if we can make it happen.
All right. So the Sadowski Fund is a trust that was designed. So every time you have a real estate transaction, that dock stamp money, part of that, it goes right to Tallahassee for affordable housing.
Supposedly.
It does. It does. That's what it's designed for. And there actually used to be stamps on the deed, but now it's just an electronic transaction, and it goes right to the Tallahassee. Unfortunately, we know who is ruling, who has a supermajority, and that is the Republicans. And somehow they always find a way to deviate that money to some other need.
So what's going on with the money now just going to the general fund instead of going for affordable housing?
So they always say, well, we need it for we had a storm, so we got to do it for storm damage. We got to, things like that. So they're not using it for the purpose intended.
Sound like politics and con.
Well, in order for that to stop happening, again, I'm almost about self-reflection, right? So when it's time to put people in place or people in office to prevent that from happening, we're not coming out
to vote.
We're not coming out. We got to come out for a Democratic governor, whether it's Freed or Chris.
That's right.
Guess what? Black people are responsible for about 20% of the vote in Florida.
Well, that's a big number.
That's a big number.
And if they're responsible for 20% of the vote, then let's look at numbers, right? So that how much money is in that Sadowski Fund, a lot of that comes back to our low to moderate income communities.
Yes.
So that alone would force me to go put someone in place that'll make sure that money comes back to me or my family. And that's where self-reflection comes in.
For my community.
For my community, right. So we can complain about what's happening with Sadowski Fund, and it is ridiculous of what they're doing when they've been robbing it for years.
Right.
Now, what do we do to prevent that from happening?
Well, the first thing we got to do, we got to come out and vote in our own interests.
Yes.
Vote in your own self-interest. So, well, we just been voting and just voting, but not voting in our own self-interest. The vote has to be transactional. What we're going to get for voting.
Right.
And so we have to, as a people, say, okay, if we put Charlie Chris in, we have to make some demands that he get right on top of protecting that Sadowski Fund.
But
how he make sure, and how we do that is that we have to have those conversations before they get elected. That's one thing we have to do. We have to bring up real issues.
You have those conversations. They promise you they're going to do it. And once they get in office, if they don't, how do we still hold them accountable?
don't vote for them on the next go round. That's the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to get somebody else that will do what
well,
you say do.
It's just like you said. We got to apply pressure.
Yes,
Because
accountability.
before the next go round, we done dealt with 2 or 4 years of them still doing the same thing.
We just got to apply the pressure while they're in office. We can't wait until the next election day. We got to say, hey, you promised. You made
Well, that's
promises.
easier said than done, Travis, for all of us. Our community right now, they just have one thing in that civic engagement, that civic duty. They think it's just to vote, but it's also to hold people accountable.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You have to hold people accountable. So let's move on to the county commission. County commission have $10 million in the housing trust fund. Democrats made it happen on the county commission. Commissioner Kemp,
And
Commissioner
we
Overman.
want to give some proper respect to Hope.
Yeah, Hope, Hillsborough Organization of Progress and Equality. It's a faith-based organization, which my mosque is a member of.
Yes,
And
about
I was
26
there.
congregations.
26 congregations made it happen. But the key is now the question I want to ask and how we can now hold them accountable and using that money for low and moderate income home, i.e. black people,
Well, I wanna-
benefiting from that.
yeah,
So
I
talk
wanna
about
tell
that,
you
Angela.
that they are putting together low income and workforce housing.
Good.
But here's the bad news. It's such a small amount, and the problem is so huge. We need more units coming online. We need more builders who will build affordable housing. I just heard that this project that's going up where the drive-in movie theater is, no affordable housing. I mean, like 400 units, no affordable housing. So we somehow got to hold these people who are building, say, hey, look, you want to build in Tampa? We need a certain percentage to go to affordable housing. $10 million is a drop in the bucket.
Well, the problem with that is that politicians don't want to put that in the ordinance and require
But
developers to
now
do that.
we
They don't
got
want to
the
do that.
votes. Now we got the votes.
And that's what need to be done. Other cities are putting that in the ordinance and
Right.
make it required.
Yes.
And this city have always said from the county level and city level that would stop economic growth if we put an ordinance saying you have to have so much affordable housing.
So
No, New Jersey
what it
is doing
sounds
it.
like you're
All
saying
the other
is-
cities is doing it.
You're saying they can't have economic growth and help?
That's what certain politicians have been saying. But we have to see now, can we get politicians to make an ordinance that if you want to build in Tampa as a developer, you have to build houses and there has to be so many units that is affordable.
So if you just mentioned other cities and other counties are doing it. So what we need to do is do a study. Let's get the blueprint that's already been done and been done successfully, and we can go to the county commission. We go to city council, say, hey, I have 6 cities, 6 counties right now that's been successful at having economic growth and including everyone in that growth.
Exactly.
This is how we can get it done. Now, if they come back and say they're not willing to do that, at that point in time, they're told you where their loyalty lies.
Well, here's the thing with the county commission. I'm going to go to county commission because Angela's running for county commission. When Angela win, we will be 6 Democrats and 1 Republican on the county commission. There's no reason that we are 97% loyal to the Democrats that can't be done.
Well, here's the problem. Before 2018, it was all Republicans,
Okay.
basically, and 1 Democrat. So they were green lighting all these projects. So they got a lot of projects that are already going to be built. So now that we have more votes, we can get more done. The only thing we got to fight is Tallahassee because they're against home rule. They tried to get impact fees so that they could have, because we need the developers to pay for things like roads and
Exactly.
fire stations,
Infrastructure.
and-
Infrastructure.
infrastructure. They don't want to pay. So Tallahassee came down with a fist and said, "Oh well, we don't want you to have those impact fees."
Home rule charter is just a way of them coming in trying to control local government.
It
And-
is.
and- right. So what we have to do, and I know you're right, Angela. I know you're right. But what we want to do, we want to talk about ways that we can positively move forward.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
And how
Not
can
know,
we,
yeah, how we can do it.
And
We
do
know
it
there are going
together.
to be some challenges,
There's gonna be some challenges.
but let's get the
But
people.
we got the votes, so we just.
That's my
keep,
point.
We just
You
gonna
got
keep
the
pushing
votes. You
forward,
keep pushing it,
forward.
and that $10 million should. Now tell me about what's on the line right now. You said that was something online for they're building something. What are they doing now?
You know what? I don't know the names of the projects. I just see
But
them.
say some affordable housing.
So
Though.
some affordable
Okay.
housing is being built. I see that see them with the shovels, and
Okay.
they got some that are started. I'm just saying that we need to do a whole lot more. We got 7,000 people on the waiting list at Tampa Housing Authority, on the Section 8 list.
and not enough inventory.
Not enough inventory. Okay.
I mean, the numbers are scary.
So what?
How many people need housing right now?
From your perspective, Travis, what can be done from your perspective in your space where you work out of to just put a dent in that, just a small dent?
Well, I will say this is a nationwide crisis.
Right.
There's an inventory shortage nationwide.
Yes.
What we have to do, we got to limit some of these hedge funds and some of these out-of-town investors because they're purchasing these properties and they're turning them around and putting them as putting renters in them. So they're coming in our community, making profit our community while we don't have a place to stay. So and
I must tell you that local government has not figured out a way to stop these people.
Absolutely.
And we've got to do it.
I think that is going to be key.
I think one built is either building or bought 10,000 homes, and they will always be rentals. They will never be.
Well, that's why you got to vote for Angela Birdsong, get on the county commission District 2, because we need a voice for the voiceless. We need you to come. And if you would like to call in, it's 813-444-9588, 813-444-9588. We got a few more minutes left. Angela, this is hot. This is a hot topic, and we got a exciting guest here. Come on,
we're saying
Travis, tell us about
10,000 homes that all would be renters. So you know how much generational wealth that takes away from the community.
Yes.
We understand that
they're trying to take away the American dream.
About 60 to 68% of a person's net worth is attributed
to his home.
Is attributed to the equity in their home.
Right.
So if you understand why traditionally as a people, our net worth is about 10% of our non-Hispanic whites, is because we're not homeowners, and they're still creating a way to keep us
from being homeowners.
Tenants. Mm-hmm. So, and we look at the rent crisis. A 2-bedroom is about $2,000 a month here in Tampa.
Yes.
We're outpacing inflation rates with L.A. and New York.
That's right.
So if I'm spending $2,000 a month, that's $24,000 a year. I get nothing back. I don't get to write anything off of my taxes. I just gave up $24,000 a year. I can take that same $2,000 and be a homeowner.
And this seemed like to me, Travis, listening to you talk, this seemed like a knowledge is power. This seemed like our people don't have the knowledge to empower themselves. It seemed like the root of this, if you go to the root, it seemed like people don't know this, what you're saying.
My people perish for lack
of knowledge. That's what it seemed like to me, Travis.
Absolutely.
I don't know how you feel about it, Angela and DJ CEO.
Absolutely.
If people know, you hope that people will be empowered. I know when I got a certain knowledge and started learning certain things, my life changed.
Right.
That's true. That is true.
But you also got to be receptive to that knowledge.
Yes, okay.
You know, we'll hold first-time home buying seminars. 5-6 people show up, free. Some folks you can tell them it's absolutely free. We got a pot of gold. We got everything you want here, but they have to be in the number. So when you talked about civic engagement, that's one of the initiatives that Naira has. Is we would like to work with. We do have an MOU with the UNCF to go speak to these college campuses. We have an MOU with a few. I think
what is an MOU?
A memorandum of understanding.
Okay.
So what we would do before the pandemic, every once a month, I would go to a different church and speak to the congregation.
That's helpful.
Right. If I can't get them to come to me, I'm going to go to them.
Caller?
Go ahead, caller. You're on there.
Yes. Yes, I've got a question. First off, great show.
Thank you.
I want to give you guys great. My question is, one, what are your thoughts on the upcoming development that is about to take place on Hillsborough Avenue where the old drive-through theater used to be? And two, is there an initiative in place for those who may have monies interested in like a Fundrise initiative where we can start buying these kind of locations and properties and building something of our own? Because just like you were saying, there's all these big developments that are becoming renters, but none of them are like condos or rent-to-own type of facilities.
All right, caller, we got...
Are there any kind of initiatives in place for folks who may collectively like local people as opposed to these corporations coming in just snapping everything up?
All right, let's give our guest a chance to answer, sir. I think he got the gist of what you're saying. Go ahead, Travis.
Well, as far as the development on Hillsborough, without regulations, if you got money, you can buy whatever you want, right? This is with the same thing with the Tampa Park projects that got sold and everybody was in an uproar. But that's a private owner can sell it to whoever we want without regulations.
Right.
That drive-in movie on Hillsborough is a private owner. They can sell it to whoever we want without regulations. So we have to give incentives for builders to build affordable housing.
There you go.
We have to provide the incentives.
Money.
And unfortunately, it's coming into our community. So they're going to build whatever they're going to build over there by the drive-in theater, and we won't be able to afford to live there.
No.
I can tell you those are going to be market rent apartments. I'm very disappointed to hear that there is not going to be any affordable housing there. It's going to be over 400 units.
And then the second part of his question, well, what can we do, I guess, as locals to try to put something together?
Like an investment group or something.
And that's an amazing question. In our area, they call them opportunity zones. There's a brother named Tony Brown that just got hired by the city of Tampa to bring these type of investors to the opportunity zones. Again, we talked about knowledge is power. You can absolutely put a plan together. I tell everybody, start with the plan, write the vision, and make it plain, right? There is money out there. There are hedge funds. There are corporations that are putting money into funds for people to invest in the opportunity zones. We have to be intentional about getting that information. If anybody's interested in learning about opportunity zones, how you can invest in this community, please reach out. Go to nairaptampa@gmail.com. nairaptampa@gmail.com, and we'd love to sit down with you and tell you how you can invest in your community.
All right, then. We got an action item there. If you want to learn about opportunity zones, you want to learn how to empower yourself, nairaptampa@gmail.com, and go ahead and get this information from Travis. Travis Brooks in the studio talking about empowering each other in real estate and in real estate investing. We're really excited to have you here. Angela, we'll be right back. Yes.
All right.
We'll be right back. We're really excited to have you here. Angela, we'll be right back.
You've been injured, you deserve help from an attorney that knows how to handle your injury claim. This is attorney Clinton Paris from the Law Office of Clinton Paris. For over a decade, I worked for insurance companies, and now I use that knowledge and experience to help people that have been injured. For a free consultation, call me, attorney Clinton Paris, at 813-413-7924. That's 813-413-7924, or at parislawoffice.com. At the Law Office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being hurt. Offices, Riverview.
Hey, this is Agent Wright, better known as Mr. Clean. You looking for some great barbecue? Come see them two brothers in the grill, located at 423 Virginia Street, Charleston, West Virginia. We got ribs, chicken, pulled pork, brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese, baby. Come get some and get you a nice, smooth cigar. 304-550-4431. That is 304-550-4431. Come get some, baby. The Rib Man, mama, the Rib Man.
Mr. Travis Brooks.
Thank you.
Broker, real estate entrepreneur.
Realtist. Remember that word, realtist.
Okay. I do want to say that I personally, because I'm a candidate for Hillsborough County Commission, am interested in speaking to any builder who wants to build affordable. Okay. And when I get on the commission, I am going to be working on incentives to build affordable housing. I know it can be done. I believe it can be done. And there's builders out there who can still make money. And now it's not to the point where we need low-income housing. We also need workforce housing, because now our teachers, our firefighters, our police can't even afford to live. So
I hear those terms a lot: workforce or affordable housing, and especially affordable housing. It's a hot topic. Right. But who decides what's affordable?
There you go.
Who said this property is affordable?
Right.
Because $399,000 or $400,000 as a medium home price in the city of Tampa, I think a lot of people wouldn't consider that affordable.
No.
Right. So even and go back to you, Ms. Birdsong, with the workforce housing. One of the things that we've been able to do, especially with NARAP, and I talked about it earlier, we're holding our banks' feet to the fire. There are programs coming out for our first responders. They're called Hometown Heroes.
Okay.
There are programs for first responders. We're actually trying to include our educators in that, because if they're not frontliners, I don't know who is.
I know. And we need teachers to be able to get to work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is a shame that a teacher that dedicates so much to this community can't even live in the community.
That's right.
This
is a crisis for real.
So we didn't talk about the down payment assistance program with the city of Tampa and the county.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on those programs? I hear a lot about it. Said 50,000 here. I hear Patty talking about it at one of your events. Patty Boner.
Yeah, Patty Boner, Bank of America. No, absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us in the reality to that, or is it just throwing it out there? People really benefit.
I'm a straight shooter, complete.
That's why I'm asking you, because I may get a good answer this time.
No, our City of Tampa's down payment assistance to me is a carrot. They're dangling the carrot in our face, and we're not able to catch it.
Shameful God.
Our housing counseling agencies are overworked, overran, because everybody's showing up to get that certificate. But I got the certificate in my head. Now, I done stood in class for 8 hours. I done took the counseling. I done worked on my credit. I got everything I need to get a home. But then you tell me the maximum purchase price, it was $240. They just moved it to $300. So if the maximum purchase price is $300, but the average home is $399, this is paperweight. What am I going to do with this certificate? Mm-hmm. So now you done dangle that carrot in front of me. I done put all this work in, and now I still can't find a home. Another issue that we want to address, and I will say we had a meeting with the City of Tampa in January, and I think we're moving in the right direction. But some of the stipulations, a door jamb is broke, or a hole in the screen, a $200 fix will disqualify that property.
Really?
We cannot continue. We already have low inventory. We got to find ways to create the inventory. On a traditional market, we'll have a 203K loan. So if a house, I tell my clients, let's find the worst house in the best neighborhood. You can get a loan that will give you the money to fix that property up. But with the City of Tampa's down payment assistance, the house has to almost be perfect in order for you to get that money.
You cannot have a loan to fix it.
No, you do not. There's no money set aside to fix a broken screen or a $200-$300 project on the property. And if I'm an owner of the property, and especially in this market, I don't have to fix anything. I got 10 buyers trying to purchase my home.
Right.
Why would I have to fix anything? Because the other one's going to take it as is. But again, we got to understand who's being affected. It's the lower income individuals that's looking for down payment assistance. Mm-hmm. So we're the ones that's not being able to be homeowners. So I think it's a program that needs almost a complete overhaul. Our ratios are off. I believe that if an individual can get approved for a loan through their lender, they should be able to get down payment assistance and not making a down payment hindrance. You're making your ratios different than a lender's ratios. If they approve me for a loan and I took the class, I worked on my credit, I've done everything you asked me to do, why is there an extra hoop? You know, we hear that term, they keep moving the goalpost on.
Yes.
So there's some overhaul that needs to be done with our down payment assistance here in Tampa.
And politically, that's why we need to make sure that the current administration need to have this conversation with a group like your group and leaders that understand this. Because a lot of people, because when I hear the mayor come out talking about affordable housing, she turned the down payment assistance program. She turned it like, hey, we got $50,000, we got all this money to give down payment assistance. I mean, she came to NAACP a couple of months ago. I sat on the executive committee there. We're talking about down payment assistance program. So, I think what happened is
now we have the knowledge to say, hey, this ain't working.
Look at the numbers. So if I got, whether it be Salita's House, Housing Education Alliance, REACH, all these down payment assisted programs
and the state
that
of Florida has them too.
They're running, every month. Let's say 100 folks through. So 12 months a year, that's 1,200 people. Okay. But you only 20 people got an opportunity to take advantage of those down payments. Look at the numbers. Look at how many people get a certificate.
If you was in sales, kind of performance, you'll get fired.
We got an F. That's an F grade. That's an F grade.
Now we can ask. We can say, hey, by the way,
show me the numbers.
How many have you gotten through?
Yeah, if it's such a great program, it's great on paper, but it got to be great in reality as well.
And that's why the trickery and this bait and switch and all this kind of stuff come why people don't want to get involved in politics.
I know.
Because they see this. And people who see this say, well, I don't get myself involved in that. So we got to change the narrative, hold people accountable, and we have to, as a community and community leaders, start just being all right with having a good relationship with the people in power without holding them accountable to get things done. So what's going on traditionally in this town, people don't want to talk about it. Right. People just want to take photo ops and have a first name knowing basis with people in power, but they don't make them and demand it and ask the hard question. Because I always said to myself, if the program is so good, down payment assistance program, why ain't more people getting houses?
Right.
And I want to tell you, the first time I went to a county commission meeting, I was shocked. There was nobody there. There's 1.5 million people in Hillsborough County, and nobody comes. I mean, how can you get anything done when the people are too busy or not interested? I mean, like he said, you need a force of people And when they get a whole bunch of emails, they get a whole bunch of phone calls, they respond.
They have to.
Well,
They
let me
have to.
just give this housing crisis has been taken by the ring by Florida Rising and Robin Lockett. They've been down trying to get some rent
At
controls.
least they're
Right.
showing up.
They're showing up in big numbers. And so we've seen some things being moved, the needle being moved at the city council level.
Yes.
But this kind of government, the council is great, but it's a strong mayor form of government. A lot of power lies in the mayor's office in the city of Tampa. Of course, it's a strong mayor form of government. I don't know if our listeners are, maybe you don't understand what that means. That
The
mean-
mayor has a lot of power.
That's right. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And so,
Absolutely.
and I'm glad you said it like that, because long story short, that's why it's very crucial that we make those kind of demands and get things done. With the stroke of the pen, she can get it done.
And I'm I don't know if the mayor's listening or not, but when you create these housing forms for your cabinet, or so to speak, I would encourage you to make sure you have members of NARAB on that board.
Yes.
You got to have people that's out there in the fight
I like
giving
that.
you advice.
I like
Because
that.
I'm not sure where you're getting your intel from about what's going on, but
That's
we're
right.
in the fight every day. And if you are very intentional about making sure that Tampa grows together, that we're not one-sided, I promise you, you need to get a member of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers on your board. We're here to work with you. We're here to grow together.
I love it. And that's why I love Travis Brooks. He's a result-oriented person. He's easy to work with. He really want to get solutions. He ain't just out here throwing rocks. He's saying, if you want a solution, put some of NARAB people on the board and
Can you
let's
give
move
out
the
your
needle.
number again?
Please, there you go. And your email address. Give out everything, brother.
Okay, you can find NARAB at narebtampa.org, narebtampa.org. Our email address is narabtampa@gmail.com. Please reach out to us with any questions or concerns. Again, 75th anniversary will be in our city. They're coming home. They're coming home. Between downtown, Channel Side, August 2nd through the 6th, you get an opportunity to see Black excellence at its finest.
All
Do
right.
not be concerned if you see a lot of black people around J.W. Marriott.
Yeah, but that's true. That's true, Angela. But we want some of those people to make their way to some of these black businesses, make their way to 5508, make their way to Martin Luther King, make their way over to some of these open cafes, some of these restaurants, and the few black businesses that we have. Give them a jug. Come see
No,
them.
absolutely,
We
absolutely.
want to make sure that they get some play. Come see some black excellence. Make sure they pick up the In Touch News and listen to In Touch Radio. Come and get a black experience when you're in the city. Because years ago, we had one spot where all black people was in Central Avenue. All those cities, we don't have that no more.
don't have
So
that no
that's so
more.
spread it around. So we have to be intentional about saying when black people come to town, find your way.
So matter of fact,
Find your way to 5508.
Can In Touch News cover the event? Can In Touch News,
They can take pictures.
be media for the
can
convention?
take
That would be
pictures.
an amazing opportunity to cover that event, and we'd love to have you.
Hey, the boss said yes.
DJ CEO shaking
We'd
his
love
head.
to have you.
All right, then. Well, that's why we like Travis. And so, Travis, get him over here to come look at our studio. Come over, look at 55, this incubator, all the black businesses here.
Absolutely.
And, we would definitely talk to Ms. Cannon and see can we work something out during the time they're in town, And on that note, we got candidates roll call. We can't forget that.
Oh, that's right.
Candidates
This
roll call this Saturday. Jarvis Elamine will be moderating, making
At,
sure that it's no spin zone. That the questions will be asked
What's
right.
the name of that restaurant?
It's Al's Finger Looking Good
Al's
Soul
Finger
Food Place
Looking
on
Good.
7th Avenue.
7th Avenue.
7th Avenue, Ebo
10
City.
o'clock,
10
right?
o'clock
10
to,
o'clock.
we got a judicial forum. We have a county commission. We have our own Angela Birdsong. She will be there. Hopefully her opponent will come and get
No, he
asked the
won't.
right question. Hopefully it comes so that people can see the
Ken
commercial.
Hagen is an empty chair.
So we can see the commercial difference between you and him. Also, we're going to have the school board people there, judicial people there. And you know what? We got Charlie Chris coming. He confirmed.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's huge.
That's
is
huge. Charlie Chris want to win. He know he can't win without the black vote, so
Hey,
he's on
just
his way.
want you to know, along with Angela Birdsong, I am supporting
Karen Perez.
Karen Perez for school board, Damaris Allen
Right,
for
school
school
board.
board, Miss Noah for judge, Lynette
right.
Brookins for judge. I'm also supporting Val Deming.
Oh yeah, that's your hero. You smile like you just look. Somebody gave you $1 million when you called Val name, but she is exciting though. Val
And she'll
Deming.
be here next week at our national
She's
convention.
going
Well,
to-
she
coming
what
to
that,
Tampa.
tell the people that
She
what
will
day
be
she
here,
gonna be here.
We have our affiliate Women's Council of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, some amazing, awesome women. They're holding a luncheon I believe it's next Thursday.
Okay.
Val Demings will be the guest speaker, so we do have some exciting things.
But let me tell you something. I saw her in Lakeland a month ago. She ain't nothing but the truth. The truth, so help me God. She said, I come here to win. I ain't come here to play with nobody. I'm going to do this. She got on a roll, and she know how to roll it off, and she get you excited. You want to go vote right then.
I know. I saw her at the Kenny King dinner, and she started off at a 10. I'm like, where's this going?
That's what I'm talking about. She start off at a 10, and when you run out of there, you be trying to find your ballot. Give me my ballot now, because I want to vote right now.
By the way,
and that's the fire we need. We need that fire.
Yes.
Your vote by mail, a ballot should have arrived in your box by now.
And if anybody want to know some good people to vote for and help with the ballot, call me, 813-787-6652, because I'm going to tell you first, vote for Angela Birdsong. Because we got to win. We coming
I just told you who to vote for.
We look at Val Demings and all of those, that ticket that you talk about.
Karen Perez.
That's right. We need all of them. And we're going to make some changes this time. Political empowerment is important. You know, economic development and economic empowerment do not come without political empowerment. So we have to have money and economic
And I just want to say there has never been more differences between the two parties, Democrat and Republican.
That's
Okay?
right.
I don't have to lie to you to get your vote. I'm not going to ban books. I'm not going to ban Muslims from the country. Democrat is the way to go right now. We got to get our Democratic people in.
All right, Angela said it, and she can say it because this is Tampa Bay politics. Angela Birdsong. You know, when you got the mic as a Pope Frog don't play his own pun, you got to make sure you do it right. We thank you. We about to get out of here. We thank you, Travis, for coming.
Thank you so much.
Angela, say your parting words to your intimate listening audience.
I will see you at Candidate Roll Call on Saturday. Yay!
And thank you, DJ CEO and In Touch News Radio. We love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Jarvis Elamine, signing off.